Good morning. I'm very, very honored to be here. My name is Frank Hammer. And I was very, very honored to be part of the delegation of solidarity with the brothers and the families in Bogota, Colombia, all of them GM workers. I'm a retired GM worker myself. I was extremely honored to be with Reverend Charles Williams II, sharing a bedroom for a week. I was extremely honored to be with Melvin Thompson, sharing a bedroom for a week, actually more than that. And I was extremely honored to be there with Deborah Simmons, who, to my amazement, had to go back down to Mississippi to fight the Klan tactics that were used against her when she was tased by the police and by the sheriff's office in Natchez, Mississippi. And she could turn around and come home and get on another plane and go to Colombia in solidarity with other brothers there. That's amazing. That's amazing. And the connections are so clear that all these artificial boundaries between our country and these other countries, the boundaries don't mean a thing. It's our humanity that links us together. And I'll tell you, we had our share of what we saw of humanity in Bogota, Colombia, and I could go on for quite a while. The brothers and their families have been camped out in a tent shelter for over 2 years, 24/7, in this struggle against General Motors and the U.S. Embassy that sits right across the street. We say to the family whose father, the head of the household, 5 days a week is in this tent, by the way, cooking up a storm and feeding everybody away from his family. And we can see the stress in his wife and the children, and in spite of it all, we were the recipients of love that you cannot possibly even imagine. If I got a nickel for every time that Melvin and I and Deborah were told, "We love you, I love you, we love you," I'd be a rich man. They were feeling like they were really blessed that we took the time to go down and to be in solidarity with them. Their struggle continues. And what's very critical, what's very key in all this, is that the U.S. Embassy, General Motors, the AFL-CIO Solidarity Center that has an office there, they all know that these workers have justice and righteousness on their side. They know it. They know it. It all comes down to the question of power. They have the power to deny them justice. And we have the power to change that.
That's right. That's right.
Just because they're right does not mean they're going to win justice. It takes power. And I'm going to tell you that the power that was generated by our delegation in combination with their resistance brought the labor attaché out of the U.S. Embassy, walked across the street, met with the workers and the families, and for 45 minutes in the cold had to listen to what they had to say. That's power. That's power. She came out of that comfortable office of hers with all the security walls and walked across the street, and for 45 minutes had to stand and listen to the workers and the families, the wives, tell their tales of suffering at the hands of General Motors. We committed ourselves when we came back that we're going to sustain their struggle, and I'm going to tell you, I'm very, very proud that this community, this organization, auto workers in the factories have been sending them money because they don't have any money. They don't get no workman's comp. That's what it's all about. They're not getting any benefits. They're getting nothing. And they cannot work because all of them are walking around with canes and they're walking around with crutches. They can't work because of General Motors. So what we have done in raising money and sustaining them has given them a new life in this struggle. And we have got to continue until they victory, until they have won, and they have succeeded, and they have a righteous life ahead of them, and not the suffering that they have now. So again, I'm very, very honored that we were there together, representing all of us and auto workers here in Detroit. And it ain't over. We're going to sustain. I brought some posters today for if y'all want to buy one, and so that we can send more money down there. We go through Western Union, and they know that there's a solidarity community here in Detroit that they can now count on to sustain their struggle. Thank you so very much.
All right, we're gonna hurry this thing right along. We've got so much planned for today. I see Dominic over there giving me the eye about shifting gears. We're gonna shift gears, but I need to leave.